This is a lot slower than they'd love to play. They're trying to fight over runes. This might be it.
Boombill's going to get chased down, but so is our Snapfire. Boomy, he's dropping low. Boombill going to make a run, and again the cask will save his life. However, Fearless in the river right now is getting chased down and does get speared by Mac. Does end up being the first blood there, and Mac, he's going to be very happy about that one on the Mars.
This is just absolutely messy. They don't even arrow the siege creep. Q just doesn't get the angle.
Very unlucky there from Q. Range creep just ran in the way, and now Arena is going to be dropped by Mac with a nice spear out. He may not have enough damage output, or maybe he does. Boomy with the follow-up stun did help out, but now Masaros trying to fight back, but Mac is going to be there along with CML, and they are going to fight back up against this Tidehunter. Mac, however, falling very, very low, but not low enough. He will get the kill first. He holds up the shield, and he's just going to run. Q, meanwhile, will try to at least kill off Boomy and does manage to get it, but CML now just going to go straight back after him and does manage to secure the Mirana kill as well as that tier 1 mid tower. Bot lane, there is a bit of a clump up here from Masaros and Boombill. They're looking over at that Snapfire, but Boomy, very ready for this, does back off, but here comes Boombill now with the cask and has the Melodic Ward. He will not drop the ward yet, but there it is. TP's out from Boomy, but they'll have the damage. Do manage to get a nice little support pick off there onto Boomy.
He could still defend even by himself. He just needs maybe one here or two to help out. It's getting that TP.
Here they come. Yeah, TP is coming in. They'll go after Masaros, but Jackie will pop the meta. He'll go for a fight. Mac, he may have been a bit too excited and went a bit too early. Now CML going to try and make a run for it. However, they realize Nico is in the backlines. He wanted to go after Masaros, but he cannot do it by himself. So Jackie now going to turn around with Boombill. They're having a look for this slippery fish. He'll turn back around onto Jackie, but misses the stun. And now the Ravage comes out. Masaros will not play any games with Nico. They do get another kill. In fact, CML also went down to Q.
You've got information in the map here. You're still buying time for Jackie to farm. There's got to be a little bit of room of recovery here, though, for Fearless. He's still saving up for his own ults, but he's just going to keep playing tag.
MCY has been chained. Arrow does not land from Q. MCY, he pops the battle trance, will rush onto Q, but here comes Boombill.
Oh,
they do have the death ward. They commit with the Ravage as well, just in case. No games to be had here from MG Trustin.
I think they need a blink up here on Nico. Like, he's rushing to BKB, but I think the blink arena is not enough. You do need a follow-up Slitherine Crush if you want to hold someone now. They do have the axe.
They do, and Masaros is going to get arenaed by the Roshan pit. He's holding on to the Ravage and now does throw it out onto 5 heroes with a death ward out. That is going to be Mac probably dying to the melodic damage. Now Fearless also comes in. It'll be a 1-for-1 so far, while Masaros does still survive. Mortimer's Kisses do come out on MCY. He popped the battle trance. After Jackie he goes, but Jackie will fight back and does get the kill into an arrow. It won't be there onto Nico, but they still want to keep going here. Fearless, he has another chains in just a second. A nice stun out, but it's going to be a cleanup here. MG Trust just surrounding Boomy. He's trying to run, but Jackie has the damage, and Fearless will get the last one in CML. And that is going to be a full team wipe for the price of 2.
At this point, MCY doesn't have a Manta, doesn't have a BKB, so the Spirit Vessel from Q is actually just completely ruining that ult. He is just not regenning in the middle of it. And
they don't necessarily want to dive this tier 2 tower without a creep wave, but maybe now they go. They'll spot him out with the Sleight of Fist, but Nico, being quite aggressive with his own positioning, is going to clear the wave. Q's still going to go in, but the Eul Scepter going to really avoid a lot of that Starfall damage. But now the Arrow, still protected by the Glimmer, and Arena is going to be dropped. They do get Boombill. And poor old Q is blocked in by a creep wave. He's going to try and leap away. The Aghanim Scepter's Snapfire does come in, but Masaros is there with a Metamorphosis Jackie. They still do kill off Q. So still a nice little play out from Adroit, but they have no choice but to lose their tier 2 tower.
they lose their first charge. They still have their 9-second charges, but it's not a good feeling for Adroit. They know they're behind. They pop their BKBs. Nothing happens from it. And they still have a Ravage to contend with here.
Oh, MCY, he doesn't want to die like this. Arrow's going to come out with the Melodic, but Arena is going to be dropped, and it's nice from Mac, but he misses the spear. Battle Trance is going to be out onto Fearless, but he just Yules and Remnants away, and they aren't going to be able to get anything but Boombill. They might be willing to continue fighting here, MG Trust, as they do have the Ravage. The only thing they are lacking right now is the meta, but they may not need it if they do get a big Ravage off. And speaking of Fearless, he's going to jump straight onto the Snapfire now with the chains out. Masteros chasing, won't go for that ulti yet. Back onto CML, they'll kill off the Enchantress. And Nico, he's going to go for a run, but the chains are going to be out, and another BKB is going to be used. Nico, though, still tying to Jackie. Just the damage up from this Terrorblade right now is way too high. A great gobble up play, though, but there's your Ravage coming out. Still MCY, he got the BKB off in time, and Jackie is trying to fight without the Metamorphosis onto Mac. They'll try to take down the Mars, but Masteros is dropping very low on that Tide and is set to fall, and Jackie, he does not want to waste any more time here. He will run as a droid. They are starting to clean up. They've picked up 2 cores so far. Q is also going to be hunted down by Nico, but clumsy net. Q may have overstayed his welcome and does. And misses another arrow on the Mirana.
Oh, it's such a back and forth match.
John, have a look at this itemization from MCY for a second. He's going for a Satanic build-up. It seems to be maybe somewhat useless here when you look at the Eye of Skadi and Shiver's Guard coming out. But never mind that, because the team fight has started. Boombill is going to die straight off the bat. Onto the Slanner, but Nico will avoid the arrow. It's the cookie out from Boomy. So Boombill is dead again. Both teams are aware that the Roshan is available. Oh, no, they're going to make the play. Matt going to jump in for another nice spear, and that's going to be Fearless dying now. That's a big pick-off here for a droid as they rush for Masteros. Masteros is going to be alright to walk out. Gobble up. Give Vision does land onto Masteros, but they already know they're there. Mac gonna miss the spear. Masteros rushing in. MCY getting bashed by the Roshan, but now the Ravage gonna hit on 3 heroes, and Jackie trying to get started. Will go onto MCY, back onto Mac. They'll get the Mars. Now aiming down Boomy, but Mac, he's brought back on the Mars, and Boomy is gonna be able to force Staff away. They're gonna make full use of this Metamorphosis. His Q is still going. Arrow and Starfall is out, but it's not going to be enough to kill off Boomy. Use the Spiderlicks to run away, and here comes Masteros once again. Onto Nico. Reflection out from Jackie, but the gobble up play is going to mean he does get to run away. Now MCY going to try and man fight Jackie with that BKB up. He still has the Battle Trance. He has not popped it yet. But Fearless has respawned now on the Ember. Looking for Mac. Does get a chains off onto CML. CML, Glimmer Cape is going to allow him to just run out. Now Jackie, he has no meta. They might want to turn this one around. Mac, blink up in a couple seconds, but Yules has caught out Nico. They have the Slanner in control, but Nico is going to BKB and run. Meanwhile, on the backside, they've caught Masteros on that Tide. He's still going to try and run away, but CML is able to get the kill on now. A massive gobble up play, landing on 3 heroes with the God's Rebuke out for Mac. They just melt. Fearless, can he get out? Forced to BKB. Mac, he wants to keep going. A nice arena there with the Mortimer's Kisses all onto Jackie. He wanted to sunder, but he could not get it off in time. A droid cleaning up 3 heroes, all of which have no buyback.
They're struggling to get into a good spot in these fights. They can't have Masteros in the center when he gets a Ravage off. They're too far to follow up. The Satanic gets finished up here.
850 damage. Pretty darn good. They are going to smoke up now. So they do want to try and make a play. In fact, they even have a Scythe device up on Boomy. That's a pretty big item to have on your pause 4. In fact, Nico does jump in. A big stun out. Masteros, however, going to get speared, but the Kraken Shell will save the day for him. He can't find a good Ravage, so he will just die with it. And everyone else from Motivate, they're going to try and fight back anyway. Nico will be targeted, but he eats the cheese and will survive. But Fearless now coming in, look for a chains off. Does kill off Nico. Onto MCY. He still has the Battle Trance and a great spear out from Mac. Going to lock him down with the God's Rebuke. Sends him up to the high ground. Still the Scythe device is going to be there. They do get Jackie. And a droid continue to dominate the team fights. It's going to be problematic if they do lose this one. Gobble up. It's going to give Vision of Masteros, and Roshan has been taken. Refresher Shard on Mac. Aegis is there on MCY.
Oh, a droid. They've smoked up now.
They know they have such an advantage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, they're coming right from the backside as well. This is great play, but MCY is going to have his smoke broken, but MG Trust, I don't believe they know about this. Masros, he does seem to as he jumps in, but the arena has been dropped. Jackie, he'll pop the BKB and try to fight Mac. The Death Ward is there as well, but Mac is taking no damage. So Jackie just wants to run away with that Minotaur Horn he has left, and looks like the Illusions will take the brunt of the battle trance. As Masros, he still has the Ravage. He's been very patient with this. They'll turn back around onto Nico, and Nico might be the first one to fall here. In fact, the second. They lost Boomy already on the Snapfire.
It's going to stall them out, and Metamorphosis has just faded, so Jackie's not going to be as strong as he once felt. They're going to have to relax a bit, but Adroit, they still have Arena. They could go for it some more.
Jump in again, Jackie. No, Masros, he's going to take the spear by blinking forward. Now the Arena and the Ravage out back. He is very low and will die. A buyback was also committed there by Nico.
It doesn't lead to anything for him in the buyback. They still hold the cheese, but I believe the refresh was popped by Mac there as well, so they don't have an instant second arena to come out here, and MG Trust must be confident. They only have to worry about the Aegis.
Yeah, Fearless, he's just going to rush forward now, hoping for a buyback out of Mac perhaps, but BKB will be committed. It's down to a 5-second charge. Gobble up, meanwhile, onto MCY. Not going to connect on Q, but they have the Scythe device out on that Mirana. Still Yule's up on the Troll. He's going to try and continue onto Q, it seems like, or maybe even Jackie. But no, he's going to back off. Back to that high ground. Mortimer's Kisses are going to fly in. The chains out with the Illusions. MCY dropping very low. Masros even jumping in for a quick gush out. Just not going to be enough. MCY, he is going to survive. Chains out now. Back onto the Slaughter. He eats his cheese, but he is just stuck there. And that's going to be a dieback out for Nico. Now Masros jumps in with the Havoc Hammer. Just hits Boomy on the side of the head with it. And that tier 3 tower's down. Motivate Trust. They were 16k net worth behind, and all of a sudden, now they might even find the Aegis. MCY is chained up and could not get away from it. Arrow connects perfectly as well. MCY, he cannot afford to die like this. He'll get the battle trance off, but he's going to run straight into them. Mac, he's brought back with the Arena, trying to help out his carry. MCY still alive, trying to fight back, but Jackie, he's got so much damage and so much slow. He just goes after the Mars, gets the dieback. Now onto Boomy, also going down to the Snapfire. And apparently net worth leads mean nothing, John. They mean nothing.
It's just MG Trust. The patience pays off. Jackie's positioning, Jackie's perfect aggression and his spacing just nets them that. And Adroit, again, they slip up a bit. You give them a mile here.
Oh, again, Boomy, he just bought back. He cannot afford to die. Arrow is going to fly in onto CML. Now the cast bouncing perfectly onto both of them. The Death Ward's out. CML's going to drop. Boomy is just stuck in a tree line. A Ravage there, MCY. He's called the GG. He does not believe they're going to be able to come back from this, and I agree with him, John, as the Ancient has fallen.
Oh, man. What a Game 1 performance from MG Trust. Like, it looked rough. You know, we talked about Adroit hitting their timings there. Adroit, they went Terrorblade into the Lesh. There's a lot of control here. There's a lot of magic damage coming through. It's not going to be an easy game for MCY to get a good start.
Top lane, CML, he's been fortunate to end up with a toss back from Q, the Split Earth out as well. And First Blood is out. Masaros will take it on the Lesh rack.
Some control with Fire Snap Cookie, but for the most part, an Underlord's not going to care. Fearless is not going to look for trading hits. He just wants farm, and he's finding that farm in a big way. 14 to 3, although.
MCY, big trouble. Avalanche toss is there, and MCY is going to die. Masros and Q just diving him, and now CML, he's being blocked by the creep wave. He can't even run out of there. He has to run the opposite way. A great split earth there from Masros to set up. He has no more vision, but he'll find a courier on his way in. CML will be able to walk away with his life. It's kind of a ridiculous hero right now, this Tiny. And he's actually going to chase down MCY, who's been left alone. Massaros has the Edict going right now with the Fortune's End down again, and the Split Earth from Massaros. Q will be the one to take the kill with the Avalanche. And that'll be the second time already that MCY has gone down.
And MG Trust should know how a Terrorblade wants to bounce back in. So it's also on their itinerary to kind of ensure MCY is kept in check. He's doing the right play, just playing in the jungle, no other lane, but this is going to sack his supports.
Yeah, it is. Boomy gonna go down. Masaros, his second kill of the game, fourth kill he's been involved in total. Very, very good start on the Leshrac, and with that almost max Diabolic Edict, he's gonna be able to force in this tier 1 tower very nicely. They are even gonna force a rotation in from Nico to be able to defend with that Blood Right. CML will go for a Cogs with the Mortimer's Kisses out, and they do finally get this Leshrac. Fearless is not gonna be able to TP in time. Oh, you hear the sound that you've made it and you just don't get out. We do see a lot of lifestealers liking getting involved early as Masaros. Very sneaky play there in the tree line with the Diabolic Edict, taking out that tier 1 tower, and he goes straight into Nico now. Split Earth, however, will not connect, and Snowball will be back the way of the Tiny, but all that magic damage was just blocked off by the Fate's Edict. They'll turn back around now. Masaros, he's been ruptured. He cannot run, but Tiny, or rather Q can, and he will run away. Still Masaros going to be left behind and will die. And Boombell now a bit of a sitting duck as they all come in and surround the Oracle. And Adroit once again will be able to fight back. In fact, Q, he's stuck around throughout all this. He's trying to run now. In fact, he'll go back for an avalanche toss onto Boomy. It does get a kill, and here come the TPs. Fearless. He's going to try and come in, but the Cogs pushback is going to be out from CML. They're going to still try onto the Snapfire. Mac get the cookie off and just try to run. Fearless, he is quite fast with those phase boots, and Q does have an avalanche toss out. Mac still alive. The Blood Right going to buy more time into the cookie now as well. Mac, he's really playing around with his skills very nicely as the Mortimer's Kisses do come in. They'll also kill Fearless now, but Masaros is back into the team fight. He does get CML. They look for Boomy, but Boomy is just fine and out, or rather, not Boomy, but Mac is just fine and out of there.
But sacrifices must be made for Jackie. Still, he heads
Top
down
lane.
mid.
Nico, he did drop low. He's going to be okay. Blood Right does heal him up, but mid lane, Jackie and Fearless bot lane is in trouble. He's trying to Dark Rift out, but he will not be able to make it in time. But with that time, Fearless was trying to Dark Rift. That mid tier 1 tower did end up dropping. They were looking for Q on the Tiny. He does show now in the mid lane, but while they're chasing him, that top tier 2 tower is still under siege. They need to try and defend this, and they are going to finally TP some heroes in. Onto Fearless, they do hook shot. Cookie, not really going to be on the mark there. And Fearless, he's been ruptured up. He's going to stand his ground. Boombell trying to help him out, but he's been silenced. He cannot false promise yet. He's trying to get it off in time, and he commits it on himself while Fearless does get healed up. They go after CML. Now onto Boomy. Everyone's just trapped on the high ground there. They can't get out.
Oh my god.
They can't get out of there.
Oh.
It's the old Warcraft 3 block, John.
That's super old school. And what the droid didn't do right was they sent 3 melee heroes into a choke point to take Boombell out. And he just lived through that silence. They could have killed him during the silence, but they were split up in focus. They will. Ooh, kisses are nice though.
Yeah, Boombell's gonna die, but they're gonna try and chase Mac down now. They know exactly where he is. Dark Rift out. Masaros, can he get the job done in time? The avalanche and toss. It's going to be enough, and see you later. They're out of there.
Oh!
Although,
Hook.
one of them was left. Nice hook shot out from CML onto Jackie. He's going to try and arm the toggle his way out, but he cannot. He will go down. A very messy engagement.
I'm still wondering what the heck Jackie was doing. They had a callback. They had the Dark Rift.
Boomy, avalanche toss out. Masaros, he's missing the split earths on this Leshrac. They've been a bit mistimed this game. And Boomy, they still have vision. He probably will just die. Boomy does eventually burn out to the Leshrac.
Here's still a good point here for MG Trust. 12 to 11, but the 3K lead's on your side now. So it's really starting to build up. They are still going though.
They are. They found Masaros. They commit the rupture. Masaros trying to fight back, but he can't. Q came in for an avalanche, but that may cost him his life. Still his team ready to back him up. Hookshot, though, is going to be nice from CML. Back onto Nico, who's just trapped up now. He'll go for a Blood Right, but he is still going to die. And meanwhile, Q finding another CML. The poor Clockwork. It is a very tough game for Clock this game. Yeah, he will not force out the top wave while the rest of Adroit are starting to slowly move their way into position, but Q just going to get started with an avalanche toss. It's not going to be enough, but CML still rooted up, still Boomy, and now the Gobbler play. MCY onto Boombill. They do kill off the Oracle. Fearless just trying to get everyone out. They've almost got that TB, and they do get him down. MCY, he thought they were getting out of there, but they just stopped the taxi. They parked the car, and they just want to take the fight onto Mac, who's trying to TP out. Can they cancel the TP? No, they cannot. So Mac will at least leave. Terrorblade into Leshrac is pretty tough. He's working towards a BKB on that TB, but it's going to be a while. And
yeah, he's still somewhat far away from it now. MG Trust did smoke up, but Jackie just immediately broke it in the wave, so not going to be a successful smoke. But
Classic
that does
carry
open
player.
up, of course.
Cute.
Still.
toss back, very nice, caught out Mac, but he will force stuff and Cookie, but he's not on the high ground. His team needs to fight to try and contest this kill, but Mac is too low. He is going to die to the Pulse Nova of Masseros. And you kind of need those Mortimer's Kisses to be able to defend this tier 2 tower. And they aren't taking too many chances here, MG Trust. Just a very slow siege. Not dragging in Masseros yet with a Diabolic Edict. They're just using Jackie. Still, that Aegis timer, about a minute left. Lord of Atos catches out Burmy with the Pit of Malice and now the Split Earth, but a Rupture did come out as well. Burmy has died, but the hook shot in from CML. Back onto Boombill. They want that Oracle dead. They are trying to get everyone out with the Dark Rift, and they will, but Boombill, he dies in the Oracle. But they get everyone else out of there.
They can use this to farm up. MCY did pop his meta. So even if you live through here, once that Metamorphosis fades out, MG Trust is just going to go back in. They
cute.
still... Ooh.
Yeah, nice toss back. That's going to be a dieback on Boomy. 70 seconds without your pause for Tusk now. Yeah, it's going to be tough to defend this one. They don't even have the kisses up for another 15 seconds. Oh, Q, great toss back again onto Mac. He has managed to get himself up, but Jackie is diving tier 4 towers now. He might need to back off. It's a lot of damage he's taking on this Lifestealer, but he will get the Infest off. They've almost got that melee barracks, and there it is. That'll be it. They got what they came for. They aren't going to risk anything else. MG Trust, they are happy to back, or maybe not. CML has been caught. It's a lot of damage out from Masseros, but does he have enough? He does. The Fate's Edict as well, going to protect him from a lot of those kisses damage as Masseros still looking to go back in. Now Q with a nice avalanche toss does kill off Nico. No buyback on the Bloodseeker either. Split Earth going to be avoided by the snowball out from Boomy, but now the Fortune's End is there. They root him in place for a second. Masseros still going.
God.
Now Q with the toss back into the Pit of Malice. MG Trust, they get another kill, and we know the Tusk doesn't have buyback. So they get the range racks now. Back down to the bot tier 3 tower, perhaps. In fact, that's already gone. Why not just go for the racks instead?
There's just nothing that can stop
Q.
him. Look at that.
Great toss back into the Pit of Malice. Last game we saw Q. He was struggling a little bit early on with those arrows, John, but this game, these tiny toss backs have been very on point from Boombill.
Yeah. Chat wheel GG. You know, it happens when you're spamming that. Still, it's tough now for Adroit, right? Like you mentioned, Q is just making so much space happen here. The kisses aren't lining up. The hook shots aren't. Your Terrorblade, he's not even up there anymore. MCY is just trying
Q
to farm.
again. He's got Mac. He forced stuff right into the Pit of Malice. It's just perfect play. They rupture up Jackie. Boomy's going to go in with the shards, but there's the Infest onto Masseros, and now they'll just turn back around. Boomy's trying to run, but the Pulse Nova damage is just so darn high into Nico. Gobble Up is there. Mac, Avalanche toss out from Q, and Mac's going to die in the Snapfire. Now onto MCY. They force out the BKB charge. He can't even fight back. He has no damage, John. Jackie is taking no damage from him. Boomy's gone. Hookshot is there, but the False Promise is now out on Masseros. Q looking for a toss back, does get the avalanche and the toss back onto MCY into the Pit of Malice. He's trying to sunder, he gets it off. Jackie could not give a crap though. He just keeps fighting, and they've called the GG. MG Trust, a 2-0 victory over Adroit. And for any Adroit fans out there, they are not out of this tournament at all yet, but they will be knocked down to the lower bracket.